Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Good morning from WSFM.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Noah.
I'm Colette.
And I'm Blake.
Did you know today is National Endangered Species Day? Animal lovers and conservationists unite today to consider the dwindling populations of certain animals and work together to help. Environmental conservation didn't gain traction until the mid-1800s. America's Endangered Species Act of 1973 sparked both domestic and international conservation by providing a framework for protection.
Even today, some remain critical of human efforts to make the world more habitable for endangered animals. They argue that natural selection should decide which species live or die. But let's remember that humans have an unprecedented effect on the planet, which can have negative consequences on the lives of other animals.
Attention Barbecue Club members. Our next meeting will be next Wednesday, May 28th, immediately after school. Please make sure to sign up by the end of the day, this Friday, to attend. Sign-ups are posted in room 118. This will be our grilled banana splits meeting. You only sign up and pay. You will not bring anything to share. Barbecue Club, get your license to grill. And next up will be Officer Turbovich with Turbo Tuesday.
Good morning, MHS. Officer Turbo here for Turbo Tuesday. I want to say congratulations to all my seniors. I think you guys have been a great bunch to be with. I've been with you guys pretty much since Safety City, and now I'm watching you guys graduate. I'm very excited, happy for you kiddos. You guys have always helped me out when I need you for Safety City, Shop with a Cop, and other things. So I'm proud of you guys. I wish you guys all good luck, be safe, make good choices, and you guys are all going to be successful. I will see you guys around. Have a great, great year.
Thanks, Turbo. Student Council will be meeting Wednesday before and after school. We will be voting on officers to help our transition into next year. We hope to see you there.
Attention all students. The Akron Marathon Race Series is looking for volunteers this summer. There are a wide variety of ways for you to get involved. Each volunteer will receive a volunteer t-shirt, lanyard, commemorative pin, and a certificate documenting the hours you volunteered. Volunteer opportunities are on the Friday and Saturday of each race weekend, with 3 races to choose from: June 27th and 28th, August 8th and 9th, and September 26th and 27th.
To register, students can visit akronmarathon.org/volunteer. It is important to not use your school email to register. The info you need for your volunteer shift will be emailed to you and will be bounced back if you use your school email address. As a reminder, you can use these volunteer hours towards the Community Service Diploma Seal for graduation. If you have any questions, please see Mrs. Eitner in the counseling office.
Attention seniors. Please be sure to clean out your lockers today. This includes all food, wrappers, beverage containers, and papers you do not want. Please return all of your books to your teachers and leave your locks either in or on your locker. Thank you for your help, seniors.
Any new members that are interested in playing on the girls' tennis team next year can meet in the cafeteria after school on Thursday, May 22nd, for a half-hour informational meeting with Coach Burris. And next up will be Colette with the sports.
Good morning, Panther fans! Congratulations last night to the Lady Panther softball team on their win over Canton South, allowing them to advance to round 2 of the OHSAA softball playoffs. Also, over the weekend, congratulations to the following athletes on being Pac-7 champions for track and field: Ramsey Dennison in long jump, Blaze Donatelli in the 200-meter, Phil Parton in the 100-meter, Lorenzo Donatelli, Blaze Donatelli, Trevor Kuzmits, and Phil Parton for the 4x100-meter relay, and Philip Parton, Trevor Kuzmits, Jackson Berry, and Blaze Donatelli for the 4x200-meter relay. You can check the MHS Panthers Sports Twitter account at Akron MHS Sports to get information on time changes, scores, play highlights, and more. Go Panthers! And now, back over to the seniors.
Thanks, Colette. Happy birthday today to Katie Nathaniel and Hannah Shake.
Today's lunch is a choice of popcorn chicken and soft pretzel or pepperoni calzone with a choice of vegetable, fruit, and milk.
And tomorrow's breakfast will be a variety of breakfast options with your choice of fruit, juice, and milk.
Special announcement! Here are the senior winners of the Quarter 4 Good Behavior Program drawing for the 2024-2025 school year. These students have not received a detention or DAC and have maintained good grades and attendance.
If your name is called, please see Mr. Monger during your study hall or lunch period to collect your prize.
$10 gift card of choice. Carter Booth, Blake Comisford, Lydia Damasio, Alexandra Guarneri, Lacey Hall, Hannah Harbaugh, Evan Kuzmitz, Trevor Kuzmitz, Amelia Masuka, and Olivia Failer.
Family-sized pack of single-ply toilet paper, Lillian Conan. Big Candy, Ramsey Dennison, Blaze Donatelli, Kirsten Farland, Faith Grandin, Sienna Miller, Wesley Schreiner, Natalie Wright, and Jace Mauger.
On behalf of the WSFM Class of 2025, thank you from WSFM. Signing off.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Noah.
I'm Blake.
And I'm Colette.
Have a great day.